Yeah, so today we are going to do a lot of things. So today is a Sunday and it's a spraying day, like the way you see it. So I'm going to explain a lot of things, then show you how to do the spraying, why do we spray, how do we choose acaricides to use for spraying. Those are kind of things that we are really going to be looking at today. So I want you to write up this chart if you can. Actually, you can even take a screenshot of this or you can save this. I think you can see, I'm going to explain it to you so that you can understand it. Those are classifications of drugs. I think when you look down here, you can as well read and see. The guys are coming in. We are going to put them in. I have explained to you so many times about spraying, what are the portions that we need to have so that somebody can really do a very good spraying. So right now they are coming out of the shelter and they are entering into the section of spraying. It's called a spraying yard. I think you see everybody is fighting, doesn't want to enter there because no one wants to be sprayed. So they are very hesitant, but we have to try on our best to make sure that these guys enter. And the reasons for the effectiveness of the drug is also because of compaction of those animals in one area. It's one of the reasons. Then as well, if an animal is one-on-one, you can easily handle it individually, and that really helps. So the group now is fitting in, but remember, we don't spray all animals together. These are kids. The kids, I told you many times, kids are sprayed separately. That's why we have separated them. Now, I was showing you this chart. This chart was made by the NDA of Uganda. And we have been having that challenge of ticks in the country for quite some time. But as per now, it has maybe reduced. Why? This could be one of the reasons, because one of the issues that these guys have been having, um, farmers have been failing to understand what are differences in the drugs. What are the differences in the drugs? Because people might be have been using same drugs when they don't even know, and then even the ticks built the resistance. They understood the acaricides, but when you look at this, I want you to see these are amidins. The class are called the amidins or amitraz. Here we have different acaricides on the market. I think you can see we have the milbitraz, the bimatraz, the ocotic. Those are all belonging to the same class. So if you're using, let's say, milbitraz, and then you go to norotin or norotraz, sorry, you are using the same drug, but because the trade name is different, so the ticks will get resistance and they don't die. Then also we have another class of the pyrethroids. I think you can see different drugs also belong to the different class. So that means if you're using Bitico and then you're using from Bitico you go to Alpha-Po, you're using the same drug. Using the vector seed still is the same drug. So if you're using this class, let's say for example, for 6 months, you have to tune and either go to this. If you use this for 6 months, then tune to this. If you are using this, don't go back to this. At least you go down, or if not down, you can choose on either of these classes. Why? Because you have to confuse those ticks, so that by the time it's getting used to this, you're introducing another class. Let me tell you, for example, if you're used in walking in a new road, and you walk in that road for 1 month or 2 months or 6 months, you know where there is ditch, where there is what and what. So if you're using, if they introduce you to another road, you're again going to take more time to understand it. So it's the same thing with these animals. If you, sorry, the ticks, if you're introducing the ticks to different acaricides, it's very easy to shoot them down. And let me tell you one thing, I've had many of you guys, believe me or not, you have been mixing drugs which kills, pests, which kills, those agronomy stuff like lava. People have been mixing lava. People have been mixing a lot of funny drugs that the ticks are not dying. You guys, you're giving a lot of labor to the liver. You're burdening the liver of the animals. You think your animals are not being affected, but at any given point, you find that your animals will be dropping. Don't mix the agronomy killers or pesticides and then you're bringing them into the animals. Just play with this. Let me tell you one thing. Me, I've played with these drugs for all along. If there is resistance, I rather put a simple overdose. Let's say if they are telling me 1 ml, 1 liter, I can do 1.5 mils to 1 liter or 2 mils. That is even much better than mixing that. But where the problem is coming from is those people mixing these issues. People are mixing a lot of drugs. So you try your best. If you follow me and you're really doing something beautiful, you will not have issues. If you're using this class, use it for 6 months, tune to this, you go to this, because now this class, the drugs are very few on the market, but these ones are all full on the market. So me, I was using amidins, so because I was using sangatras for 6 months. Then after the sangatras, I just jumped down here. Right now, I'm using the duo drugs. That is the cypermethrin and chloropyrethroids. Yes, those are the ones that I'm using. Sorry, the word is really very complicated. So I'm now using this as per now because I'm using duodip. It's a double molecule. You get, and then at the beginning I started with Spona Extra. You get, which was organophosphate. So from there I went to amidins. From there I'm now here on the duo. So now from the duo I might probably go to this, like the alpha pose, like the vector seeds. So that is how I'm able to manage this. Then some other issues why ticks don't die. One is your systems of spraying. The system of spraying are also not really very good because now some drugs are pour on and some drugs are being sprayed. If a drug is being sprayed, you have to use a pressure machine which can put that drug with force on the skin of an animal. But if you're using a very, gadgets which doesn't have a very good pressure, it is very bad and it will also cause a lot of troubles. But also know where are the ticks, because it's very hard to find a tick at the back, but you have to look at the sections. So me, I'm going to show you how to do my spraying, and I'm going to do it myself. I want you to watch it and then understand it. If we do all that, we are going to clear everything, because in this case, the reason why we do the spraying, one, we are preventing the ticks, and that is the major challenge. And most of you people have been having challenges, and you've been telling me, Hamiisi, my animal has dropped off and it has died, minus even showing any clinical sign. The heartwater, there is many tick-borne diseases, but mostly heartwater is the one that is shooting us down. What are the clinical signs? An animal is looking healthy and well. On its way, it can drop down and dies, because that is a heart problem. The water gets into the heart and the heart muscles fail to pump the blood, and then an animal just collapses there and then. Those are the clinical signs. An animal collapses there and then it dies. But when it's dying, it does a lot of kicking. It gets what they call the convulsions. Sometimes it's even quaking. You get, there is a lot of salivas from the mouth, and the animal dies there and then. Even the kids, the moment you see those abrupt death without any clinical sign, most of the diseases show you the signs, but that abrupt death there and then, an animal kicks and dies, suspect what they call heartwater. And the way I do, if I find that kind of condition in my flock, what I always do, I first give them Oxy 20, all of my goats, like 4 mils like this, all big ones, and then I respray again. In that, if already the infection is within, Oxy 20 is a bacteriostatic drug. it stops the multiplication of those pathogens in the body. So what do? I give them Oxy 20 and maybe some multivitamin, then I will spray again. That is when I confirm that that is the case. If an animal dies of heart water, don't allow your animal to die and you leave it there. No, let an animal die and do what they call the post-mortem. Post-mortem, cut that animal. Never allow your animal to die. Even if a vet comes to treat on your farm and an animal has died, it's okay. It is just giving you actually extra advantage because he's going to find out what exactly is killing that animal. So if you do a post-mortem, it's giving you very good clues that this is what is disturbing you. So never allow an animal to die at your farm and you don't do what they call post-mortem. If you don't do post-mortem, you're not going to find what the problem is. But the moment you get an animal to slaughter and find out what is the problem, you can find the solution there and then. So with heart water, when you slaughter that animal, mostly what you're looking for, you go at the heart. Look at the heart itself in particular. You find there is a membrane which covers the heart. You're going to find that it has a lot of water, which really causes that collapse of the muscles, and then an animal dies there and then. So when you find water there, that is a confirmation that these animals are really being attacked by heart water. Let me just wish you the best, you guys, and let me show you how to do what they call spraying. So let me, and I start the spraying. So I'm now looking at the heads first, and then I will look at other parts.